All right, guys, we're on the amendments of the Constitution. We're still on the Bill of Rights, which is the first 10 amendments. This is amendment number 4. Let me just do a little recap. Amendment 1, um, written in 1791. Uh, Congress, separation of church and state. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Like, we're not gonna. The government's separate from religion, so we're not gonna base our laws and policies and the way we punish our citizens based off the religious rule, right? Um, Also, we're also not going to prohibit people from serving whatever kind of religion they want, um, or abridging the freedom of speech. So, Amendment number 1 is our freedom of speech amendment, the freedom to assemble, the right to protest, which is to petition the government for redress of grievances. And then we got the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms, or having a well-regulated militia necessary to secure a free state, and the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed upon. That's number 2. And then number 3 is no soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner. So it's kind of like the you can't use the militia to bully the citizens, right? You can't have tyranny. I think so. Number 3 is important. So now we're on amendment number 4. Amendment number 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath of affirmation, no, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Before I read the interpretation, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. So, hence, in simple words, you need to have a warrant before you can come into my house or search my car or even just search me. It shall not, so you can't just harass me, right? You can't just stop me for prejudice. Um, no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause. So you need to have a probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So you need to be specific. There needs to be a specific reason for you to be bothering me, right? So let's read the interpretation. The guarantees against unreasonable searches and seizures of persons, houses, and property, and the insistence that any such searches be based on probable cause and accompanied by search warrants were another product of Americans' experience during the Revolution, when British custom officers and soldiers carried out blanket searches and seizures without proper warrants. In recent years, through use of the incorporation doctrine, the Fourth Amendment has been interpreted to mean that police officers at all levels of government must demonstrate probable cause before stopping and searching anyone whom they might suspect of a crime. Okay, the Fourth Amendment has been interpreted to mean that police officers. The precise definition of probable cause has been much debated, and in many cases, police officers are forced to make difficult judgments about whether they should detain an individual and search his or her possessions. In an age in which advances in technology have offered the government new ways to gather evidence of a possible crime, GPS devices, CCTV cameras, and other means of sophisticated electronic surveillance, the federal courts have been presented with new dilemmas about how to interpret the provisions of the Fourth Amendment. Enactment of the Patriot Act in the aftermath of 9/11 attacks in 2001 has significantly expanded the government's ability to carry out such surveillance. I'm glad he mentioned that. Not a lot of people know the Patriot Act. Like that, they pretty much can just spy on us, really. So yeah, so this is very important. So that's like technologically, like yeah. So, huh? This is a controversial, very interesting. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. They, if they, they're, I don't know. So they know all our data because of our phone. They can look at us through the camera on our phone. They can hear us through the phone. The phone doesn't even have to be on. They can see you. They can hear you. That's pretty much getting into your mind, right? This needs to maybe be re-emphasized or rewritten or maybe broadened, specified. The right of the people to be secure in their persons. Like, so when you're just spying on all of my behavior, and it's not just to sell shit, right? You're not just getting my data to sell things. You want to know about me. You want to know what I'm thinking. You want to know what I'm up to. You want to, and it's not just you could blackmail me, right? If I want to tomorrow wake up and feel like I could run for office, local government, the person with the right money could buy my data and use it against me. So, and we know how the media, short stories, short clips, titles could paint a picture that works against me. So, Patriot Act, a lot of conspiracies too. You kill a few thousand people, innocent or not, and you just pass some Patriot Act, and people could blindly be led to agreeing to it because of some sort of attack and people's feeling like they're it's necessary to oblige because we need to feel safe, right? Everybody was a little nervous. Everybody felt vulnerable. Huh. So amendment number 4 is very important when it comes to citizens' privacy.